Hey everyone, and welcome to Math Tips with Mrs. Townsend. Today we're going to be talking about combinations of 10. Now, in my opinion, the most important strategy for children to know is the combinations that equal 10. Combinations of 10 are foundational facts from which children derive many of the other facts. Actually, when children master two types of facts, doubles and combos of 10, they can use those foundational facts to derive most of the other challenging basic facts. The 10 frame and Rec and Rec are useful tools for creating visual images of the number relationships. So I'm going to share an activity that students can do that incorporates the 10 frame and is a good way to introduce the combinations of 10 strategy. This activity is called How Many More to Equal 10? And then you can also increase it to How Many More to Equal 20? This activity is from Teaching Student-Centered Mathematics. It's by Vanderwall. And it says, how many more to equal 10? Place counters on a 10 frame and ask, how many more to equal 10? This activity can be repeated using different starting numbers. Eventually, show an empty 10 frame and say a number less than 10. Children start with that number and complete the 10 fact. If you say 4, they say 4 plus 6 is 10. So, for example, you would take your 10 frame and you would put a certain amount on your 10 frame, and then you would say, how many more to 10? And then they would say, okay, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 and 7 more is 10. Okay, and then eventually it says, get to where you just give them a number, 4, they place the 4, and then determine that how many more to 10, 6 more to 10, 4 and 6 is 10. Okay, and then this can be, like I said, increased to 20. So you can put, like, say 11 and then say how many more to 20, and then they would determine those combinations of 10. And the same exact thing can be done on a 20 bead Rec and Rec. You can just work with 10 at the top and slide, let's see, right to the right. So, you know, slide over a certain amount and then say how many more to 10, and they're just looking at that top, 4 more. Or you can, like I said, do it to 20. Okay, so there are also several children's books that have storylines that lend themselves to finding the combinations that make 10. There's, I think it's Anno's Counting House. It's about 10 children who move one by one from their old house to a new house. And then There Were 10 in the Bed, that's what it's called. That book starts out with 10 children in the bed, and then they roll over and one child falls out of the bed, and it continues on and on until only one child is left in the bed. So all the combinations of 10 can be systematically found in those storylines. So start working on your combinations of 10. That's going to really help your students, because that's such a foundational fact for all of the other basic facts. Thanks for joining us on Math Tips with Mrs. Townsend, and we'll see you next time.